This is Google Home together with ESPN Cricinfo Smart Update. We're looking back at game number 7, a game that was played between Afghanistan and Sri Lanka, a game that Sri Lanka won quite easily by 34 runs. I'm Nikhil Naz, joining me, Daren Ganga. But before I pick Ganga's brains, let's bring you up to speed. Okay, Google, what was the score in today's match between Afghanistan and Sri Lanka?
Afghanistan lost to Sri Lanka by 34 runs. Afghanistan scored 152 all-out in 32.4 overs and Sri Lanka scored 201 all-out in 36.5 overs.
Right, Sri Lanka needed that. We heard Lasith Malinga before the match really, speak about how the team really needs to feel hurt. Surely they did, because this performance shows that they've come out fighting now.
Yep, they've come out fighting, and it's a venue that has not been, I would say, favorable for them. The first time they've won in Cardiff. It's 2 points, and 2 valuable points they will take away. But there are areas in all departments that they will need to shape up in. Their batting, yes, this time around they got good starts at the top of the innings, but that middle order just folded very quickly. So that's an area they will want to improve. Bowling as well, inconsistent. Their out cricket needs to be sharper if they are to compete against some of the better teams in this World Cup.
We're talking about their bowling, and everyone is, so should they, because of the performance in Malinga, and you got Nuwan Pradeep. But a word on, Kusal at the top, getting those runs, looking at the score and how the match panned out, invaluable those runs.
Yeah, he's coming to this World Cup with a big reputation. He has similarities like a Sanat Jayasuriya, not afraid to take on bowlers, but what he did very well from the last game, he was more watchful at the start of his innings. He wasn't as extravagant, and that to me was the key for him going on to score a big half century, and it proved to be vital in this win.
All right, we'll also take a look at what's coming our way. We will be looking at game numbers 8 and game number 9. Okay, Google, what are the matches in the World Cup tomorrow?
India will face South Africa tomorrow at 3 p.m. New Zealand will play Bangladesh at 6 p.m.
Right, it promises to be an action-packed day. 2 big matches coming up. Let's start with India, South Africa. India, of course, playing their first game, but I'm going to talk about South Africa. They've already played 2, lost 2. They need a win desperately, and with 2 of their premier fast bowlers ruled out, Dale Steyn for the tournament and Lungi Ngidi probably for this match, things aren't looking great.
Not looking great at all for Faf du Plessis and his team. They're struggling in terms of batting form. They lost their key batsman in that of Hashim Amla in the last game. He might come back, so that might be a plus for them. Dale Steyn not being a part of this South African team and not taking part for the rest of this World Cup is a huge blow to this South African team. So they will have to wrap their heads around. It might just ease the pressure off of South Africa, but they're coming up against a very strong Indian team. And I think India, they're tagged as one of the favorites to go on to win this cup. Yeah, they might be a little bit nervy, but big advantage to India in this contest.
Right, so clearly in this encounter, scales are tilted in India's favor. The other one seems more even, Stevens. Bangladesh, New Zealand, who are you going with in this one?
It's even, but I say a slight advantage to New Zealand because of their all-round ability as a team. They've been very consistent in previous World Cups and even post-2015 World Cup. One of the more consistent sides, you would say, and I think the makeup of their team is more suited to this conditions that we're seeing here in England. Seamer-friendly conditions early up. Their batting is very adept to making the adjustment in English conditions. They're coming off a win as well. So, yes, I will give them the advantage, but Bangladesh will be no walkover team because they're coming off a huge win, that high. Sometimes they self-destruct. It will make for a very good contest.
All right, Daren Ganga, thanks so much for your thoughts. Just a reminder to all our viewers, you can get ESPN Cricinfo's daily news on Google Home as well as Google Assistant on your phone. You are watching Google Home together with ESPN Cricinfo Smart Update.